Hey guys, it's Brandon, aka B.Rich Beauty, aka your beauty best friend. And Beauty Besties, we are bringing highlighting contouring into 2022. That's right, we are modernizing the techniques today and we're making it easy to apply. You know, we all like to be lifted and sculpted sugar. So you know what to do. Grab your beverage. Let's go. Beauty Bestie, and most importantly, what you sipping on. You know, I said I had to bring out the bougie mug today, honey, because we doing some bougie contouring, and I'm just drinking some tea because my throat is tired. So, cheers to you. Ooh, child. So, you know, we gotta keep it real because you know I'm your beauty best friend, honey. I'm my beauty besties. And if I can't talk to you, then who can I talk to, okay? Who can I talk to? Which I know is not the words, but just now in my head, I heard "Who Can I Run To" by Escape and the Joneses Sisters or the Joneses Girls. You know, the original. I just heard that in my head just now. So if I can't talk to y'all, then you know what am I doing in this good old life? But so between you and I've had a lot of people ask me lately if I had like a highlight and contour video, which y'all know I do. Y'all can see the thumbnail right here. But when, you know, I played the videos back because, you know, I did a highlight and contour video using powders and then I did a separate one using creams. And I was like, oh, baby, your beauty best friend has come a long way, honey, a la production value. So I said, you know what? Because, you know, I did these videos in the middle of the pandemic. So, you know, your beauty best friend wasn't getting no haircuts. I was just one ring light into this whole YouTube thing. And now, again, we got backdrops and a whole lighting situation that y'all don't even see. So I said, you know what? Why not take what I did then, update it now, and give y'all some fresh, new, upgraded production value content. And so I'm calling this video what's actually trending right now as a micro-contouring, which basically means that we're contouring, but we're doing it with precision and in a way to really reshape and lift our features, because who doesn't like a good old snatcherization? Okay, so that's what we're doing today. So you know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna focus most of the time on the actual highlight and contour itself. So I'm not gonna bore y'all with my foundation application, but I'm going to apply just my foundation and a little bit of brow, and we'll jump back in. All right, so foundation on, brows are too, ow. And so let's talk highlight and contouring, because you know your beauty best friend is gonna keep it straight and also keep it cute and keep it honest and easy for you. So there's a couple of different ways you can approach highlight and contour, and I like to make it very basic, right? The idea behind highlighting and contouring is, you know, you're contouring to make certain features recede and look recessed, and you're highlighting to bring features forward and to bring light to it, right? So essentially, highlighting and contouring is designed to balance out your face shape. So if you look at me, baby, can I still claim COVID weight? Anyways, my face is a little bit fuller these days, so I like to kind of like slim out my face, but my face shape is rather like, I call it a little bit of like a roval these days. It's round and oval-ish. So there's not a lot that I need to do. I just like to really bump up my features. Now, obviously you want to highlight and contour for your face shape because highlight and contour is not one size fit all. So my placement is going to look different than your placement, but essentially we're going to still want to highlight and lift in certain areas. So really focus on the technique here. So that's my disclaimer. Second, you want to make sure you're choosing the right shades. Now, here's the thing, and here's what I see when I look at social media and a lot of other highlight and contour videos. There's a difference. Oftentimes people say go 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin for highlighting and 1 to 2 shades darker than your skin for contouring. But I also feel like you should take into consideration the undertones of the products that you're using, right? Compared to also your undertone as well. I'm a little golden, I'm a little olivey, I'm a little cool. So I like my contours to not necessarily be overly warm. So oftentimes, like you'll notice I don't like contour with bronzers or like blushes. I like those things to stand on their own for certain things. I like my contours to be a little bit cooler, like shadows that exist naturally in the skin. And when we look at our shadows, like I can see the shadow down here, these are cooler colors. So I like my contour to pull a little bit cool, not too cool because I'm not trying to look casket ready either, beauty besties, but I want it to look like it can sit and exist naturally within my skin. And when I think about highlighting, you know, for me, it's about making sure you're highlighting based off of what the areas that you're working on, right? So if you're darker under here naturally, you might need to do a little color correcting first before you just slap on concealer 2 shades lighter, because if you don't, what's going to happen is you're going to slap on concealer 2 shades lighter and you're going to look gray underneath here and look like a Casper the Friendly Ghost or his cousin. And that's what we don't want. So either you color correct if you have a lot of darkness, especially for people of color around the mouth area, we can be really, really cool. Y'all know I have my little 5 o'clock shadow here happening. So I would even color correct around here before you do your highlighting, your contour. So that way your skin is as evenly balanced as possible. So now that that's out the way, let's physically jump into the products. Y'all came to see a show, honey, and not just to hear me talk. So I'm taking my palette, and y'all know, ooh, child, I use this palette so much. So don't judge me because it's a little hole right here and it's a little dirty. But I'm taking a little bit of the orange in this palette and a little bit of my concealer color here. And I'm gonna color correct right around the corners of my mouth and underneath here as well, just to kind of neutralize. With a fluffy brush, I'm taking a little bit of this. Now, if you don't have a lot of shadows, then you can skip this step. But if you do have some shadows, this is the step you definitely don't want to skip, because this is going to help to make sure your highlight and your contour is serving. All right, so right around here. You know what, let's just go ahead and like even out the 5 o'clock shadow. How about that? Bam, so our color correction is on. And side note, I don't know what's going on with my technology. All of a sudden, like the camera just cut off randomly. So I apologize if the framing looks a little bit different throughout this video, because Mercury must be in Haterade or Gatorade or something like that, because the technology is trying it on my time today. But anyways, we got the color correction on, so now let's go into contouring. So for MicroContouring, it's all about specific placement and being able to strategically put your contour on, so that way by the time you blend it out, it's nice and invisible. So I like to use, for MicroContouring, I like things with wands, because you can be very deliberate about where you need to place it. If you don't have a wand, but you have like foundation, for example, it's okay, because ironically enough, I did not have a dark enough color in the wand to do my contour, but I had it in foundation. So we're gonna use this color, and this is real dark, so wish me luck. This is actually a little bit darker than I prefer, but we're gonna go a little bit deeper today, but I'm gonna show you how to strategically place it on. And because I'm a person of color, and I like to approach my highlight and contour a little bit different. Some people like to do highlight first, then contour. I like to contour first, because once you do your contour, you then can see where you need to place your light to balance it out. And so even if you're not a dark skinned person, because you know I got Beauty Besties of all shades, and I see y'all, thank y'all so much. But you can still contour first, because it's still gonna make things recede, and you'll also be able to guide your eye to identify where to place your light. So I'm taking a small brush. This is my pencil brush. I'm gonna take that with my contour, and you know, we're gonna feel it out. So I'm all about lifting features. So today the contour is gonna be a little bit higher, like my hollow is here, but I'm gonna place the contour a little bit here, from here down. So we're gonna just do a few drops of contouring right through here. And you also wanna make sure you're not pulling your contour in too far, because you don't wanna drag your face down either, because again, we wanna lift things up. Lord, lift us up to where we belong, child. Okay. Now, I'm gonna also, because I don't have like hair that's pulled back or up away from my face, I don't do a lot of shading on my forehead. Before the actual video itself, I'm gonna show you where you can lay some of your contour as well, if you had a face shape like mine. And you know we gotta do this jawline, child. So let's just go ahead and get this in. Bloop, 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 bloop. Like so. So now I'm gonna do one side so you guys can see the difference. Let's take a brush to blend this out. Before we do that, just a little side note, let's have a conversation about brushes and the size brush you should use. Because I'm working strategically in this area, I like to use my fingers as a measurement for my brush in the areas that I need to work in. So once we get to highlight, I'm gonna decide if I need a 1 finger size brush, 2 finger size. For this contour, I could do a 2 finger size brush, or even 2 finger size, because right through here as well. So I'm gonna use this brush, which is equal to about 2 finger size. And we're gonna go here first and buff this out. And something fluffy as well, so that way it can really buff, buff, buff. Look at that. And even like, especially for my ladies, you also don't want to bring this too far down, because you don't want to look like you have a 5 o'clock shadow either. So right now it's really important that we're working right on the bone to really create that shadow. And then right through here. Can y'all see the contour? Y'all see how we starting to sculpt out? Let's go ahead and do that on this side, okay? And just additional tip, like I'm gonna stop my contour at the corner of my eye, because I find that if I go any further past this, then I look like I'm in a sunken place. And I'm not trying to do that either. All right, same brush, and we're gonna Dr. 90210 our nose, y'all. So I like to take my contour and bring it close to my brow. So I'm gonna do it this way. And let's just see. I don't wanna look like my contour can be seen from the cheap seats in the back row because we're not performing today, but we're gonna dot it up like this. I also find that this method makes it easy. So if you get real nervous putting your contour in, you're like, the dots kind of help to ease you into it. But that's our nose contour. Now let's blend it out. Now, because our nose is a 1 finger size brush, guess what we got? A 1 finger size fluffy brush. And we're going to take it and we're just gonna blend this together, like so. All right, so now that we have our contour on, as you guys can see, like now we see where the light is. I can add a little bit of light through here. Definitely gonna add light through here. Even I'm gonna do a little underneath here just to kind of lift our mouth area as well. And a little in the center just to kind of balance out. We'll do a little light above the brow here for a brow lift. So I do have a color that's light enough with the wand so we can dot this on and not have to use a brush. So y'all know from our lifting technique video, I'm just gonna do a few dots through here. And then right through here to really bring that lift for us. Right through here, and we'll do a little underneath here. We're gonna lift here as well. Perfect. So I'm gonna do one side so y'all can see the difference, but this is the placement for me and my highlight. Actually, let's do a little bit above the Cupid's bow too. Voila, we have our highlight on. And I will say this, just another little tip, Beauty Bestie. Once you do your contour, find the highest and the brightest point of your face naturally, and then you can use that as your intensity for your highlight. But I think I like the way this looks. Let's go ahead and balance out the other side, and then we'll finish it off with a little bit of powder. Tap it out if you see a line. Don't be afraid to use your fingers. The heat from your fingers helps to melt it into your skin. All right, so now essentially you have your highlight and contour on. You could stop here, but I like to seal things in with powder. This also is how I control the intensity to make sure my highlight and contour is realistic for me. So I'm gonna use a little bit of powder in a deeper color just to work myself, just to work on top of the contour very lightly, still with a fluffy brush here. If you don't wanna add any more to your contour, you don't have to add powder. You can go about like using like your setting powder or whatever else, but I'm gonna do just a little bit more with a deeper color here. And I'm just gonna sneak in just a little bit of powder through here, like so. I'm gonna add a little bit more down here. Taking a lighter powder just to go through here. And basically we're setting, especially underneath the under eye area. We added that highlight, we don't want it to move. And you know, some people like to bake. I'm not baking today just because I don't want to accentuate texture, and I sometimes feel like when you bake, you accentuate that texture. So we're not doing that today. I'm gonna actually go back and just add a little bit of light through here as well. Just kind of balance this out and put a little bit of powder on it to diffuse it and soften it up. Yeah, I like that. Voila, so now that we have our highlight and contour on, we set it with powder. Ooh, I look nice and sculpted, y'all. You can now decide if you wanna add a little bit of like what I call a topical highlight, you know, something with a little razzle dazzle to it. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of Show Gold Extra Dimension Skin Finish, and we can just pop a little bit of light right through here for that just extra touch of glow. Like so, You know, I get real oily in my nose, so I'm gonna just give y'all a little something, but not a lot. Because I don't want an overly frosted nose either. But this is really like that pop. It's a cherry on top. So this is not meant to go all over as a highlight like we did with our concealer and powder. But it makes the skin just look really dimensional and yummy. Use a lot of creams, a lot of powders. Grab a little bit of your setting spray just to kind of like take away some of that powdery edge and make it look nice and lived in, like it's second good old skin. And there you have it. Ooh, Beauty Besties. This is our updated version of a Highlight and Contour 2022. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it felt easy. Micro-contouring is definitely a trend right now, so try it out. Let me know if this one feels easier for you, and you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and of course, leave me a comment. who loves you. I do. See you next time. Bye.